All right, what's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday. We've got a 12-game NBA slate. As always, I'm going to talk about the games, and then I'm going to give you my 7 best bets today. So let's kick this off. First game of the day, we've got the Magic and the Pacers. Pacers minus 6.5 at home. Feels a little bit like a steal. Magic struggling without Banchero. That said, Franz Wagner's going to have to step up, have a day, as well as the supporting cast here. But I don't think it'll be enough. Pacers minus 6.5 feels pretty good there. Pacers, usually you see an over-under in the 230s with this team, but we're getting 226. Just don't know if I trust this Magic offense enough to want to touch an over-under here. So Pacers minus 6.5 would be my favorite play here. Pistons and the Hornets. Ugly game. Don't want to touch it. I would probably lean Pistons +2. They've kind of been playing pretty well lately. That said, I could see either team winning. Wouldn't really touch it. All right, Golden State and the Celtics. Boston minus 6.5. Absolutely. Give me that all day. Even with Steph Curry back, I know the Warriors are playing well, but you're playing in TD Gardens. I just don't trust them going up against Boston at 7-1. So Boston 6.5. I'll take it. All right, Knicks and the Hawks. We've got the Hawks plus 7.5 against the Knicks. Hawks playing at home. I don't love this spot. This line feels real good. Feels like it's appropriately placed. I would say maybe put Pacers and Knicks into some type of money line parlay there. I do like that play right there instead. But a little bit of a fave for me. We do have some plays in this game, though, that we'll talk about in the best bets. All right, Cavs and the Pelicans, the only undefeated team left in the NBA. Pelicans 3-5, but playing at home. That said, they did lose their last home game, so that doesn't give me a ton of confidence. Cleveland minus 7.5. Again, just feels very appropriately placed, but I can't bet against Cleveland right now. I'm not going to bet against a team that's 8-0. So pass for me. I would lean, if you want to play it, just towards the over 223.5. Feels like a good play there. All right, Spurs and the Rockets. We were on the Spurs last game, so that would have been Monday. And they got up to a nice little lead, like 20-some point lead, and then they blew it. Going up against the Rockets, looked absolutely terrible against the Warriors. They got smoked at home. So I don't have a ton of confidence in them, but I do think they bounce back against the Spurs. Minus 6.5 is just maybe a little rich. I do like the over 213.5, though. All right, Lakers and the Grizz. Lakers struggling on the road. They're 1-3, I believe, on the road. So really strong start to the season, but they've sputtered a little bit. So I really don't trust them on the road right now. So they're going to have to prove it. So to me, it's kind of a Memphis money line play. I do think it's going to be tight. I really wouldn't even want to touch the minus 1.5. But I do like Memphis in the spot. Ja Morant's just been an absolute stud. Even with all the injuries, he is just finding ways to win. So I do like Grizzlies in that spot. Bulls and the Mavs. 9.5's really strong against this Mavs team. We've just seen them. Their shooting has been highly erratic. So I do think there's value taking the Bulls plus 9.5, even with the Mavs playing at home. We have to see what Luka does, but it really just hasn't gotten fully into the season yet. But Chicago plus 9.5 would be my favorite play there, or I would look towards the under 234.5. Oklahoma City Thunder and the Nuggets. I guess the Thunder are 7-0, so I guess I lied. I just don't, I thought that was wrong. Anyway, OKC minus 7.5. Nuggets they have not proven anything to me whatsoever. But again, I think that line's pretty well placed. Over 222.5 would be my favorite play in this game. Heat and the Suns. So I don't trust the Heat whatsoever. That said, I don't trust Phoenix. I would kind of same bet I had last time. Would just be Phoenix first half spread or money line, something like that. But yeah, 5.5. This Heat team's just not that great. So Suns 6-1. I could see that. So either first half with Phoenix, or I guess I'd be okay taking the full game. I really don't like touching over-unders with the Heat. They just tend to be a little erratic. Sometimes they play great defense. Sometimes they struggle a little bit. So fade for me on that one. Raptors and the Kings, 10.5. This Kings team has been letting teams they've been playing this yo-yo up until the start of the fourth quarter, or even a couple minutes into the fourth, where the other team's up. So to me, it's Toronto plus 10.5 here. I think this Toronto team does suck, but I think Emmanuel Quickley has a pretty decent day. So for me, it's Toronto plus 10.5. Last game in the card, 76ers and Clippers. Paul George is back tonight. Joel Embiid got suspended for 3 games for shoving a reporter or some shit like that. So, again, he's not with them. 2 pretty bad teams. I don't think Paul George makes that big of an impact here. So, to me, this is Clippers minus 1.5. I actually really like that play a lot. Clippers at home. So, good spot for them. But let's get into our best bets here. So, the first one is going to be DeAndre Hunter over 12.5 points at minus 125, plays for the Hawks. I also like his over 3.5 rebounds at plus 115. That's not an official play, just a lean that I like for plus money. Next official play, Jalen Johnson of the Hawks over 11.5 rebounds and assists at minus 105. He's been cruising past this line the past several games. I think that'll continue tonight. He should get a lot of boards, and I think he'll hit his assist as well, which I think his assist line's actually close to, or maybe a little bit of plus money there as well. Next bet's going to be Klay Thompson of the Mavs over 1.5 assists at minus 135. I think he gets 2 to 3, but he should cruise past this line. Next one's going to be Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies over 8.5 assists. He has just been dishing like crazy. Lakers give up a lot of assists to guards, so this is a great spot here. Low value. I could see him hitting double digits in this game. All right, next one, Steph Curry over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. A little scary going up against the Celtics, but I think the game plan is going to be pretty easy for the Celtics. Guard Curry, let other people score. So guys like Kuminga, right? I don't think Draymond Green's going to score a whole bunch, but over 8.5 rebounds and assists for Steph. I like that one. Next one, Nikola Vucevic for the Bulls over 18.5 points. Pelicans are allowing, I want to say 23, 24 points a game to the center position, kind of middle of the road, a little towards the upper half of points allowed the centers. So I like that. You could also look at his PRAs. He just is a little erratic. I believe the line's 32.5. I would rather just take his points at 18.5. Final play on the card today is going to be Anthony Black of the Orlando Magic with their point guard over 2.5 rebounds. The Pacers, obviously we know they play at a pretty quick pace and they give up a lot of rebounds to the point guard position. So good value here at minus 125. So those are going to be my 7 best bets plus a lean. You could also look at Russell Westbrook. I don't have this on the card, but we don't have Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon's out. So Westbrook's going to see an increase in usage. His assist line's is 7.5. I did think about it, but I kind of want to see how he does in a full game scenario. So I'm going to fade that for now, but that would be another lean that I have. So if you made it this far, guys, like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back off travel tomorrow to the normal setup. So I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.